Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you guys are from. Thank you very much for everyone taking the time out of your day. We're happy to host you here for this webinar, where we are going to go through basically our platform, LetUs, and the component that we now have in addition that's partnered with Nuera in providing tenant insurance. So my name is William Hadran, and I'm on the business development team with Rentmula. And I focus primarily on both American and Canadian small property businesses, property management businesses, I should say, throughout both Canada and the United States. Courtney, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Courtney, and I work in business development here at Nuera Insurance. We specialize in property insurance for renters, rented condo, home, rented home, pretty much everything.
Okay, great. So basically, again, we're happy to have you guys on. So with us and Rentmula, we've come out with a new software as of last year that's called LetUs. And basically what we've learned a lot from the year prior with our old system to the new one, we put our ear closely to the ground and we listened very closely to many property managers and what their needs are in the industry. So, just I'll read off these bullet points here, and I think these are important to know. But in the past 3 years, 15% or more property managers are now offering insurance to their tenants. And we also realized that COVID has accelerated the need for basically for sort of non-physical transactions. So for us, providing a digital component for tenants to have access and ease in paying their rent is a great component that allows us to be cutting edge, but it's also convenient for both property managers in sort of collecting that revenue, but also an ease and access for existing tenants to be able to pay their rent online. We offer it allowed through bank accounts, through credit card, and through PayPal. So, but we go above and beyond just simply a conventional payment portal. We offer a whole host of other options as well that allows us to be a little bit more cutting edge than a lot of other competitors out there, again, in providing different options and opportunities for tenants to have access to both tenant insurance, tenant screening, insurance, and interest-free microloans. So these are all crucial components in the market right now that, again, we've put our ear to the ground, we've listened, and this is a need in the market that we're trying to address. Now, why offer tenant insurance? Obviously, you reduce the operational risk for the property manager and the tenants alike. You save property managers time, so there's no need to chase your tenants. Having access to digital solutions is key for the success in this market space right now. Property managers know the status of their tenants and their policies constantly through our platform. And ultimately, it demonstrates an additional value to your clients by offering these special partnerships, discounts, and other options. Again, they have the opportunity to increase their credit score. They have the opportunity to have access to interest-free microloans instead of predatory places that they might need to borrow from. And again, and what this session is about is tenant insurance. Generally, when I'm speaking with the market right now, I would say 8 out of 10 property managers are telling me that one of their main challenges is insurance and monitoring their insurance as to whether or not they still have an active insurance component. Tenants are rolling out insurance and making use of that 14 days of insurance, and this brings operational risks. So a lot of the times what happens, a sort of conventional scenario that we've been hearing from property managers is that tenants sign on to their tenant insurance and then they opt out within the first 14 days. The property manager isn't in the know. It creates liability issues. So this creates digital disruptive components that we try to address through our partnership with Nuera. So why should property managers offer tenant insurance?
Okay, so the biggest thing would be that tenants, when they get insurance, it doesn't actually cover the physical repairs of the unit, right? But it covers their liability. So if they're at fault for something, if they unintentionally damage something or whatever, then their renter's policy is going to cover those repairs versus the property manager having to file a claim through their own insurance company. So that's the biggest reason that as a property manager, you want your renters to have insurance to cover their liability.
Great. Next slide. Okay. So basically, we've formed a partnership between Rentmula and our new platform LetUs with Nuera, and ultimately, again, it's to serve the interests of both renters and property managers alike. We make sure that it's something on a mutual level, and by working together, we are providing collaborative solutions to the market space that have a strong focus on customer service. Now, one of the main reasons why we've chosen Nuera is because they have a 5-star rating on Google. And this is our philosophy here at Rentmula, to be able to provide our clients that top-notch, high-quality service. And so when we sought out a vendor that's going to be partnering with us on this level with insurance, we want to make sure that they had the sort of same standards as we sort of bring to the market space. Courtney, do you want to take the other component of this slide?
Sure. Yeah, you bet. So some of the advantages of Nuera is that we're open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're licensed across mainland Canada, so British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. We're a digital tech brokerage, so your renters can actually do it online and they don't need to go through the traditional methods. It's super easy for them and convenient. There's additional perks for them. We get 5-star Google reviews consistently. We're really highly rated, and it's a great value for the insureds for getting a comprehensive policy.
Great. So renters can get new insurance through Nuera, or so basically they can either apply to the existing partnership that we have with Nuera, so they can use Nuera as their tenant insurance platform. But we also offer the opportunity as well. If your tenants have pre-existing tenant insurance plans, we allow our portal with LetUs to upload that existing insurance package that they already have. So they have the opportunity to either use Nuera, which is linked through our payment portal system, or again, if they have an existing package, they can upload it through our system as well. And again, as I mentioned prior to this, we go above and beyond just simply providing a payment portal that offers the opportunity for tenants to have insurance, but we also red flag property managers. We send you notifications if for any reasons your tenants opt out of their insurance plan. So again, that's to act as a safeguard for you. So we red flag you. And I think that's a great component. We're already having success thus far in rolling this out with existing partnerships. So we're having, I would say, a great success in terms of more property managers signing on to this program. And they are loving the fact that they have the visibility regarding their insurance for their tenants with, 1,000+ portfolios. So thus far, putting our ear to the ground, this has been something that's been successfully receptive with many property managers, and many of them are adopting this component to their platform. Courtney, do you want to take the other half of this slide? Mention the points.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see, there's some great examples of the importance of renters having insurance. So an example of their contents would be covered if they were to leave their personal belongings in their car's broken into, and their things are stolen. They would actually claim that under their renter's insurance. Another really good example of the coverage that you get as a renter is your additional living expenses. So in this scenario, the downstairs neighbor forgets that they're making stir fry on the stove, setting their apartment on fire and causing damage. Your renter would have coverage to pay for their hotel under their policy, under their additional living expenses. So those are some key things that are important with renters policies. It's not just about their liability.
Great. So I'm going to take over the screen here, and I'm just going to give you guys just a demonstration of how simple the interface is on our side, how simple it is to access the portal, and how easy it is for your tenants to apply for their insurance package through Nuera. So if you permit me, just let me share my screen. Here we are. Okay, great. Can everybody see my screen? Great. Okay. So what we're looking at here, and I won't go too deep into it, I'm more or less going to focus on the insurance component today. But please, if there's anybody out right now that's listening, if you guys are interested in more of the other features that we possess, please, you can get a hold of me afterwards. My colleague Stephanie has all your contact details. So please get in touch, and I'd love to sit down with you guys and show you not just the insurance component, but other components as well. So by all means, if you have further questions, reach out to me, but today I'll just focus primarily on the insurance component that we have with Nuera. So again, here we have is this is sort of a textbook scenario of a partnership that we have. This is the Atrium student residence. We have them, they're based out of Kelowna, BC, but this is just to give you an idea. So we integrate with your website. We do this at no additional charge. They go here, they sign in. We customize this, so we have your own logo, we have your own background photo, okay? They would sign in as an existing tenant. And then upon doing so, okay, when they sign in, this is what it's going to look like, okay? Again, I want to focus primarily on the insurance component, but I'll just briefly, just give an overview of what we have here. So we have the existing address that the tenant is staying at. We know their existing balance that they have, that they need to pay. Our three main methods of making a payment are either through credit card, bank account debit, or our partnership with PayPal. So this is great if you have a lot of existing clientele who may have their bank accounts overseas, not in Canada or the United States, and they don't have the opportunity to pay, let's say, through e-transfer. Having a partnership with PayPal and allowing that component is great and cutting edge for you guys. But we go above and beyond that. We also offer automized payments. So essentially, the tenant does not need to be logging in every month to make their rental payment. They simply need to put in their banking credentials one time, set it. So this time they're supposed to pay for the first of the month, and that's it. It's automatically withdrawn out of their account and it goes to your bank account. We are never in possession of the actual funds. It goes directly from your tenant's account directly to yours. Okay. Again, we also provide credit reporting, interest-free microloans with our partnership through PayPal. And again, what we're here to discuss today is insurance. So again, if you have existing insurance, you can have it uploaded through this platform. But let's say, for instance, they want to apply through Nuera. Okay, it's going to give you a quote. Okay, perfect. And now let's apply through Nuera.
So I have literally written thousands of renters policies with clients, and usually they can bind their policy within about 7 minutes. It's that quick and easy. So this is the first thing that they're going to see when they start a quote. So the client has to confirm that the following statements are true. So the first statement is, excluding non-payment, has an insurance company ever denied, canceled, or non-renewed their property insurance in the past 5 years? And if you don't know what that means, we've got these handy little things right here that just give you the detailed description of what that means, right? So it makes it super easy for the tenant to be able to do this quote themselves. The next statement is, I do not live with 2 or more unrelated roommates. What's an unrelated roommate? It's if you're living with 2 people who are not related to you. We can't offer a policy for that many unrelated roommates. So we're going to confirm that those statements are true. Then this is the contact information that we need for the tenant. So we're going to do Nuera. Oh my gosh, because you're all watching me type right now. We have to put in your email address. Okay, date of birth. And this is all of the contact information that we'll need from the insured. That's it. And then we're just going to put in the phone number here. Perfect. Now, if they do need to add a roommate, they can add 1. And so they would just click yes here, and it's just the same information. Legal first and last name, date of birth, gender, email address. For ease of this, we're just going to skip right over that right now. So now we're going to continue on here. Okay, so now we need the address for the policy. So the first question is, what kind of building is it? And again, like I showed you guys before, if you ever have any questions, there are these handy little icons here, and it'll explain what we're looking for there. So we're going to say that it's a high rise, which is an apartment building, 5+ stories, right? Super easy. We're going to say we live in Alberta. Pick a random address here. Edmonton, perfect. All right. So the nice thing is our system uses Canada Post to automatically generate the address. So they just have to type it in and it should pull it up automatically. If you ever need to, you can manually enter it here, but you won't need to. And then on this map here, it just shows you the pinpoint of where that address is. So we're going to click continue. The next question is about your insurance history. So it asks how many continuous years have you had property insurance? So that could be renters, homeowners, condo owners, whatever. So we're going to put, say, 8 years previous experience. The next question asks how many continuous years of property insurance have you gone without a claim? Now it's worded a little funny, so it does tend to trip people up a little bit, I'll be honest. But again, if you're ever in doubt, just click that. So if you've had a claim in the last 5 years, our system is going to ask you for how many claims, and then you would just give a brief description of the type of claim. But again, for ease, we're just going to say no claims. All right. Do you have a promo code? Yes, I sure do. There we go. And add that. And then it just shows you that it was automatically added. And because of your relationship with Rent Moolah, we've applied a discount to your policy. So the next question is, in order for renters to qualify for monthly payment plans and to get a discount off of their premium, they have to consent to our credit check. It is a soft credit check, and it's totally optional. If they decline it, they do have to pay for the policy for the full year in advance. But again, have a question, just click right there. Okay, so we're just going to pick February 4th for the effective date, but renters can bind their policy within 45 days. That's as far out as we can go. So we're going to click continue here, and the next thing we're going to go through is the coverages that the renter wants for their policy. This part just takes a second. Okay, so this first screen here, it shows you that you have 2 different insurance companies we're quoting with. You've got Exhale Insurance and SGI, and you can see the different rates. Now, these policy rates are set on what the broker recommendations are for coverage. If you want to see a detailed comparison between them, you just click that button, and it'll show you all of the different coverage limits and how they compare so that you can make an informed decision. Maybe you don't necessarily want the lowest one. Maybe you like SGI better because it has a $10,000 jewelry limit. Then you could click the SGI option. Regardless, whichever one you pick, once you go in there, you click it, and then you click continue. Now we can customize the coverages still. So the first thing is liability, and as it says right here, legal liability is what covers the renters for unintentional bodily injury and property damage to others. Liability is really confusing, so they've got this great little button and it explains to you what it covers, and then it has the broker recommendation here, which is really important because a lot of tenants are purchasing their policies online after we're closed for the day. So then this tells them what we would recommend for them to have so that they're able to purchase this policy without ever actually having to speak to one of our live advisors. So I'm going to keep it at 2 million because that's what we recommend for liability for everybody, not just renters. The next is their deductible. So this is the amount that the tenant would be responsible in the event of a claim, and then the insurance company pays the rest. Just like with other property insurance, the higher deductible you go, the more money that you save. So we'll just switch that to 2,500. The next thing is their contents limit. So this is the value of everything that they own, all of their personal belongings. So if you were to take the unit and flip it upside down and shake it out, everything that falls out, that's their stuff. But again, if they have a question, they can pick that. So for contents, our starting point is 30,000, and they can scale it up to 150,000 if they want to. And this is a big driving force for the premium. So the higher they go, obviously their premium is going to increase. And then the next thing is water protection coverage. It isn't always offered. It depends on the actual location of the property. But what it does is it protects you for any damage caused by surface water, flood, and groundwater. So a lot of tenants in high rises will always go, well, I'm on the 14th floor. I don't need water protection because a flood's never going to get to me. And I always like to point out to people, it's less important about what floor you're on and more important about historically where the building is. has that area had a flood before? Because if it has, and the main floor floods and the tenant can't access their unit anymore, if they don't have the water protection on, then their additional living expenses, so the part of their policy that pays for their hotel, would not kick in, because then they are not insured for that peril, right? So we're going to add that because, again, I always recommend it. The next thing is all of our renters policies come with limits for jewelry and bicycle, as you can see here. But if they have, say, a ring that's worth $6,000 and they want to schedule it on, super easy. They just click that jewelry button, enter the description and the value, and then one of our live advisors will follow up with them for the documentation required to have that scheduled item on there. Same thing with bicycles, super easy. So now that we've made those changes to the policy, we're just going to click this yellow recalculate button, and it's just going to automatically recalculate what the premium is going to be. So it's going to be $27.31 per month, or $312 for the year. And this here shows you all of the coverage that they're getting. Sewer backup is automatically included on all of our policies, and it's for the contents limit that the tenant selects. And their additional living expenses is calculated based on the contents. And you've also got identity theft coverage, and like I said, the jewelry limit and bicycle limit. So let's say we're super happy with that. We want to go ahead. We're going to check out and pay. We're going to want to pay monthly. So we're just going to enter our credit card. CVV. Perfect. So we're going to click buy now. And then it's going to open up the application for insurance. And so it's just reviewing all of the information that we just put in. It's the contact information, the mailing address, the insured address, so the risk, right? The property details, the coverages, the tenant's previous insurance history. It shows you the discounts have been applied. So you've got the LetUs discount and the soft credit check discount. And then here's just some exclusions and terms and conditions. So we're just going to scroll to the bottom. And then way down here, we're just going to click this little box saying that we understand and accept the terms and conditions of the application. It automatically adds our signature there and we accept. Now this part does take a couple seconds because it's preparing the documents, setting up the payment schedule, emailing the tenant a copy of the policy documents. So we're just going to let it do its thing here and think. Perfect. Yay, confetti. That's my favorite part. So the next step is for the tenant to set up their own online account. And I'm going to show you why that's important in a second here. Create account. So this first part is for every policy that Nuera Insurance binds, we make a donation of $2 to a charity of your choice from the 3 options that we have. So first we have Humane Canada, which supports the SPCAs. We have Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada, and we have Canadian Mental Health Association. So let's go with Humane Canada because I love puppies. Now, the next question is, how likely are you to refer us to friends and family? Well, I'm going to put 10 because I work here, so obviously I'm going to refer everybody. We're going to click continue, and then Nuera makes that donation on behalf of the tenant. It's not something that's charged to the tenant. So this next part here is the tenant's online portal with us. So it's super helpful because it shows you their payment schedule. So their next payment is March 4th. They can access into their policy documents right here. So if they ever need a copy or if they're ever not sure about their coverages, they can just click this and it gives you the quick overview, or you can actually view the policy documents, which are automatically emailed to the renter when they purchase the policy. But there you go. What else have we got in here? They can start a claim if something happens. They can type in this information and then one of our live advisors will follow up with them about the claim. Or if it's an emergency, you will see the in case of emergency hours here with the 24/7 number for Maxwell claims. So we're going to go back here, and this part I'm really excited about because these are the vouchers. So they're rewards that the tenants get for signing up with them. They're the extra value, right? So it's things like the Brick or Frogbox, HelloFresh, 1-800-GOT-JUNK, things like that. So they can just click on these to redeem those discounts. And we actually had a client that purchased a couch from the Brick, and she saved so much money there that it actually paid for her policy for the year. So that's helpful. And then the next thing is the renters, once they're set up, they get their own code here. So if they refer friends and family, they actually help their friends and family save some money themselves. Plus, they're going to earn rewards, which they can use to collect these different rewards cards. And that's kind of it in a nutshell of how to quote and bind a policy on Nuera.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Courtney. That was great. I think we've just got maybe a couple of minutes left to do just a quick question and answer round. Will, I know we've got some questions on our side that we want to direct to Courtney. So let's just pull those up on the screen and take it away.
So the first question, and we can see it on the screen here, what are some of the additional benefits people may not know about for offering tenant insurance?
Okay, so the biggest thing would be that I don't know, the additional living expenses, the personal property, the liability, all of those things that are going to come on the policy would be the biggest benefit, right? Like, you know, people don't often think about in the event of a claim, where do they go? How does that get paid for? That's what your policy's for, right?
Okay. So that being said, then the follow-up question would be, what are the other risks that Nuera Insurance offers?
So we offer rented condo, home insurance, rented home insurance, travel insurance, auto in Alberta.
Nice. And what are the 3 different insurances that property managers need?
So property managers need to have their own property insured. So whether that's a rented dwelling or a rented condo, they need, so landlord insurance. They need their tenants to have insurance and a commercial general liability policy if it's a strata or a condo.
Okay. And last question, why is this tech partnership between LetUs and Nuera different from others?
I think just because the ease of use, right? Like the fact that it's so easy for the renters to access straight to Nuera from Rent Moolah, like it just, I don't think it could be any easier. And the 5-star service between the 2 different companies, you know, the access to great customer care support, things like that.
Great. No, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Courtney, for sitting down with us and showing us that component with it. And thank you as well to all the attendees who had time within their schedule today to sit down with us and hear from us. So I'd be interested in hearing more from you guys. If you guys have any further questions or would like to sit down with us and learn a little bit more about the LetUs platform and some of the features that we have, talk about cost, talk about your needs as a property manager, I'd be more than thrilled to follow up with you guys afterwards. I believe Stephanie will be sending out some of my credentials so you guys can get me, get in contact with me. Thank you, Courtney, and thank you, Steph, and thank you all the attendees. Look forward to hearing from you. Have a good afternoon or a good morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.